Have you been wanting to get into thermal hunting for a while? Well, we're going to go through some different models of Pulsar today, go through some different terminologies, and help you get a better understanding of what the different thermal offerings are from Pulsar and how they might fit into your needs. So the first thing that we want to talk about today is resolution. Resolution is going to be measured in how many pixels are in a square inch of the screen of your thermal. So the higher that number is, the more pixels you're going to have in that screen, the more image quality you're going to have. So if you look at a 384 thermal versus, let's say, a 640, that 640 has almost twice as many pixels. So you're gonna have a lot better image quality. Your edges are gonna be clearer. You're gonna be able to make out things a lot better. So as you're looking at different models of thermal, just keep in mind, the higher the number, the better the resolution. The next thing we're gonna talk about is magnification. So every thermal out there, no matter the brand, is gonna have a little bit different magnification setting. So thermals utilize what is a digital magnification versus a typical rifle scope is gonna use optical magnification. So the main difference with the digital magnification is every time that you zoom in on a digital magnification, you're actually cutting your resolution in half. So if you have a 640 thermal like this one here, at the first time you zoom in, it's going to go from 640 to 320. So this is going to have a little bit different base magnification than some of your 384 models, but depending on where you're hunting, if you're hunting in the timber, if you have a 384 resolution with something with a 2 base power, that might be okay for you. Whereas if you're hunting out west and needing some of those farther shots, you're going to want not only a higher resolution, but also a higher magnification. Another term you may notice as you're looking into thermals is LRF. That is essentially a rangefinder that is built into your scope. It stands for laser rangefinder. That's going to be really important at night. Your depth of field isn't great in the dark. Obviously, you're just looking through a digital piece, and all you can see is the things out there. Maybe you've never hunted there before, maybe you have, but your depth perception is going to be very affected in the dark. So that rangefinder is a great tool to be able to figure out exactly how far that animal is and how far you need to hold over to be able to make that shot. The other cool thing is that all the Pulsars that have a rangefinder are also going to have ballistics software built into them. So you can actually upload your ballistics from your particular firearm into this scope, and as you're ranging, it will give you those holdovers that correspond to that range so that you can make those longer shots accurately, and that you're not just guessing how far things are in the dark. The other term that you'll hear a lot when looking at thermals is going to be objective lens size. So most of the time it's going to be a 35 or a 38 millimeter objective and then a 50 millimeter objective. A lot of the time, especially in Pulsar, the higher objective lens sizes are also going to have higher magnification. The lower objective lens are also going to have lower magnification. So your field of view ends up staying the same, but that is just their way to increase that objective lens size to maintain a great field of view no matter what magnification setting you're at. The first model from Pulsar's lineup that we're going to talk about today is the Talion. The Talion is going to be their entry-level model. Great solid unit to get you started in the field. These are going to be a 384 resolution. They offer them a couple different configurations with magnification. This is going to be the XQ35 Talion. Going to have several different color palette options. It comes with a mount to mount onto an AR or a regular bolt-action rifle, and a great model to get you started. The next model that we're going to talk about from Pulsar is the Thermion series. This is going to be what encompasses most of their lineup. They're going to have everything from 384 resolutions all the way up to this guy here, which is a 1024 resolution. Lots of features, lots of different models and options as far as resolution and magnification goes. LRF models, non-LRF models. This is going to be the main unit that they sell. You'll notice it looks like a traditional rifle scope, so that allows you to use any 30 millimeter scope rings or mounts that you want to be able to mount it on your AR or your bolt action rifle. So a wide range of options and applications for the Thermion series. Depending on what you're hunting, you might find a resolution or a magnification that works best for you, but most of those are going to be found within that Thermion series. Another model of Pulsar that we're going to talk about is the Duo. So this Duo is pretty cool. It's going to be a lot like those Thermions in that you've got a ton of different reticle options, a ton of different color palettes, resolution rates, magnifications, all those things. But on the top here, you'll notice it has a little bit different looking feature on there. So this Duo feature actually allows you to use the scope during the day as well as at night. So it's a digital image, but it is still utilizing just regular light to give you that image where you could hunt with this during the day as well. So if you only have one predator hunting setup that you want to utilize, you can use this scope all day, and then you can just flip a switch and it goes right back into thermal mode, and you can use it at night as well. One of the most common questions that we get is what color palette is right for me. That can vary depending on the user. Everybody's eyes see color a little bit differently. I personally like to stick to the higher contrast colors, white hot or black hot. If you're hunting in the timber, whatever color you pick as hot is also gonna show up in some of the stuff around you. So the trees are gonna hold heat, the grass, those kind of things. So if you pick something that's super high contrast, a lot of times it's easier to pick out the heat signatures within a stand of timber or within a stand of grass, because that black or white is going to stand out more. But it just all depends on where you're hunting, what type of color your eyes see well, and those kinds of things. Another question that we get is, can I record my hunts on these? Most of the Pulsar models are gonna have built-in Wi-Fi and video recording capabilities, so you can actually hook it up to an app on your phone. You can record your hunts within the scope and download them later, or you can also use your phone as a live feed. So if you have a friend or a family member that wants to go with you, they can see on your phone what you're seeing through the scope at that time, and you can record it and share it with your family and friends later. Next up is the most common question that we get, and that's which resolution is right for me. A lot of it depends on where you're hunting, but as a general rule of thumb, the higher resolution rate is always gonna be better. You're gonna be able to see more details, you're gonna be able to identify your targets a little bit easier, you're gonna be able to make farther shots. At the end of the day, it all comes down to what you're comfortable using and what price point that's gonna fall into. Another common question we get is, which type of batteries do I need? Pulsar line of thermals are all gonna come with their own proprietary batteries. They're gonna have this battery that goes into the compartment on top. This is gonna be your main power source. These are all rechargeable. It's gonna come with one in the box, and then you can buy additional ones if you'd like. There's also gonna be an internal battery on the side here that you plug in with the USB-C cable. That's gonna act as a backup battery in case your main battery dies. So you actually have a dual battery source. Average runtime for these is gonna be 6 to 8 hours for the battery system. And if you would like to charge it in the field, they give you that option as well with some of their power pack features. Another common question we get is, what application can I use these thermals for? Well, depending on your local state regulations and laws, you can hunt everything from raccoons, coyotes, to bobcats, even hogs in some states that have them. But Pulsar's got a wide range of options that's gonna have something in their lineup that fits you and whatever your application is. If after you watch the video you still have some more questions, head on down to your local Scheels and talk to an expert, or shop scheels.com for more information.